Hey, good Monday morning, folks. I'm Live Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the MLive morning weather update. Got a little pesky upper level low pressure system to our south, and that's going to spin a couple of kind of arced areas of rain back into lower Michigan over the next 24 to 36 hours or so. Hey, good morning, Larry Pusker. Good morning, Marjorie Stevens. Thank you. Welcome back. Good morning, Lisa Collins and Stacy Nag and everybody joining me. So these upper level low pressure systems, what that means is it's kind of spinning is its own entity and it's cut off from the main flow that goes around it and south of it. Eventually it opens up and then moves out, and that's what happens tomorrow into Wednesday, and we should be out of the influence of it by the time we get to Wednesday morning. So that's kind of one of the things I'll be showing you, and we'll start with it. You can see the storm center. You see kind of pick out the rotation point down there, southern Indiana, northern Kentucky. Mike Predmore golfing at noon in Monroe. I think it looks pretty good. We'll look at that here in just a second. But, what we get with this is a lot of stagnant clouds moving in from the east, of course, and then we get some arcs of rain showers. Now, right now, the radar is not very active at all. Just an area of rain from, Oscoda through the Houghton Lake area to south of Traverse City and toward Frankfort. Let me get this so that you can see everything here. Southern, most of Michigan, including the UP, is dry. All right, so radar forecast on this will show you again bands of arcs of rainfall is the best phrase I'm coming up with today. Will rotate through Michigan. Not a lot either. So if you're anticipating a really wet period, you're going to have more dry than wet weather until these bands kick into your area. So as we go through to noon, what appears to be happening is at some point in the afternoon, this is 3 o'clock, an area of rain will develop over the tip of the thumb and over the northeast side, what we like to call the sunrise side, right? That will be developing and moving back to the west. That's the other thing that's odd about when you have one of these upper level low pressure centers to our south. The weather actually moves from east to west on these kind of things. So by the time we get to the late afternoon, rain showers across northern lower Michigan, but notice most of southern lower staying dry for most of the day, including that golf game in Monroe. All right, so here is that upper level low. I just want to show you how it's going to open up. So there you see it now. It's cut off, and it's still in our influences tomorrow morning, more so in a big way. I'll show that to you in a second. And what this does is it keeps the areas of rain circulating around, but by Wednesday morning, it shifts onto the east, and we should dry out on Wednesday. There's another little wave coming down, and kind of deceiving because as I show you the upper level features, we're running warmer than normal aloft, which you'd think is typically a warmer than normal forecast. Like this is next Tuesday, May 13th. That would be a warm forecast if that does verify. And note the storms dropping into the west, southwest part of the country, and the ridge kind of hanging tight in the east. Now we're out to May 20th, and we're still warmer than normal. We're still trying to trough in the west, ridge in the east. And by the way, folks, I think that might be a sign of our summer. I've been watching this for a couple of weeks, and the trough wants to be in the west right now, and the ridge wants to be over about the middle part of the country, what we call the ridge line, the center of the ridge, just to the west of Michigan. That could be telling the signs of what we have for the summer, and that could be hotter than normal. More on that tomorrow. Okay, so All right, so here is, let me go back once here to the high resolution rapid refresh in its longer term mode. And what you'll see is that overnight tonight, it tries to forecast increasing showers, and this is by tomorrow morning. And it tries to say that, hey, good morning, W.M. Milam and Mike Predmore. Good morning. Let's see. So tomorrow morning, it tries to say that one of these main spokes of the low pressure center will wrap through Michigan and give us, maybe a lot of us will consider it a wet day tomorrow. I would consider it showery and wet. So total rainfall, several different models. Now this is the rainfall from that rain that wraps back in tonight and tomorrow. And this model calling for over an inch of rain, up to 2 inches of rain. We'll have to watch that. That sounds a little excessive, but an inch of rain certainly seems possible. And then it seems as though we go fairly dry. As I run this out, 16 days, we don't have another substantial rain till we get to about May 17th. This shows it too. So here's your upper level storm system. Tomorrow morning into afternoon. So tomorrow we're calling it wet. Wednesday we're calling it mostly dry. And then this high pressure builds in. That wouldn't be a real hot high pressure system. So that's where I say this is a little deceiving. I always like to show you the upper level features because that's the engine of our weather. And I'm kind of showing you this ridge building. You'd think, okay, hot. But at the surface, with an easterly wind on the high pressure, it's a little bit on the cool side because of the Great Lakes. All right, so we go into the weekend, and it looks like a weakening front just dies out. We go into early next week, and we finally get into the southerly flow. So this would be May 13th-ish or so. And then we would start to pull in air from the plains, and we'd start to have some 70s. And this model wants to show 80s. This is May 14th. So next week could be fairly warm before the next cold front and storm system comes through. And at that point, we're almost into almost like a summer-like pattern. Yes, the grass is going to grow crazy now, yes. Hey, Jacqueline Lavangi. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. All right, so you got the idea there. So today, we're in the upper 60s in a lot of places. Tomorrow could be cooler with the rain showers. Do I see a freeze? Boy, man, just getting back from vacation, folks. You got all these tough questions. Can't you ease me in? You gotta have these tough questions. Do I see a freeze? I gotta think about that one for a bit here. Good question. Well, a good way to look at that is with the high temperatures. So with the clouds around, no, I don't see a freeze tonight, Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning. And Wednesday's back to around 70. Thursday, 50s to near 60 on that northeast wind. And Friday morning could have that freeze because it clears. Remember, my formula is 55 in the afternoon, and then clearing skies and light winds could do a freeze or a frost at least. Saturday, 60s, Sunday, 60s. So see what I'm saying? It's not a super warm forecast until we get to about Tuesday of next week when we start to go to the 70s. And this model, for what it's worth, its upper air supports what it's cranking out at the surface. And they usually do match up next Thursday in the 80s, and Friday and Saturday, and May 18th, May 19th. And the Climate Prediction Center says that the 6 to 10 day forecast will be lean toward warmer than normal and drier than normal, and the 8 to 14 day will lean toward warmer than normal, lean toward maybe drier than normal, and the 3 to 4 week forecast, May 17th to 30th, will lean to warmer than normal and drier than normal. So it appears as though we're going to struggle to get numerous rainfalls, but some of these can be pretty decent, and we've taken away almost all of the drought. Still, the Saginaw Valley to around Mount Pleasant and Alma still officially in a drought status. And if you could get a rain tomorrow out of this, you'll be on the verge of that 1-inch rain. If you could get a rain, that would certainly cut into it even more. So it's probably going to be a drought that comes to an end here, I would guess, in the next month or so. There you have it. The upper level low pressure system influences us today and tomorrow with clouds and a couple of periods of showers, and then we shake it by the time we get into Wednesday. Hey, thanks for joining me. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. This has been the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm back at it. Take care.